Hello everyone. In previous lecture we have seen some functions of thyroid hormones and mode of action of thyroid hormones. So short recap on the previous lecture. The mode of action of thyroid hormones is through the proteins which are synthesized by the ribosomes of the target cells. When T3 and T4 hormones binds with the receptors on the target cell, they binds with the nuclear receptors of the target cells, and after binding there are some physiological and biochemical functions take place, such as transcription of DNA to RNA, then translation of RNA, and this translation of RNA is responsible for activation of ribosomes of the target cells, and after activation of ribosomes of the target cell they synthesize proteins, and these proteins are responsible for various functions of thyroid hormones. So after that we have seen some functions of thyroid hormones. Thyroid hormone mainly acts on the metabolism of our body as well as on the growth. Talking about the metabolism, thyroid hormones acts on the protein, carbohydrate, fat metabolism as well as vitamin metabolism. While talking about protein metabolism, action of thyroid hormones on the protein metabolism is that it causes synthesis of proteins, while on the fat metabolism, thyroid hormone causes mobilization of fats from the adipose tissue so that they increase free fatty acid level of blood except cholesterol, phospholipids and triglycerides. So this action is on the fat metabolism. While talking about carbohydrate metabolism, it causes absorption of glucose from GI tract. Also it enhances the glucose uptake by the cells and breakdown of glycogen into the glucose, and also it helps or stimulates the gluconeogenesis. So this is the action of thyroid hormones on the protein, fat and carbohydrate metabolism. After that we have seen action on the vitamin metabolism. As thyroid hormone increases the formation of various enzymes, and vitamins are the essential parts of that enzymes, so vitamins are used for the formation of enzymes by the thyroid hormones, so that when hypersecretion of T3 and T4 hormones takes place, it will cause vitamin deficiency in the body. So in hyperthyroidism patients there is a deficiency of vitamins. After that we have seen action on basal metabolic rate. As thyroid hormones acts on various metabolism in the every tissue of our body, so metabolic activities are increased due to thyroid hormones, so that our BMR get also increased due to hyper secretion of thyroid hormones. So in hyperthyroidism patient BMR is increased, while in hypothyroidism patient BMR is decreased. So we have seen this action on the BMR. Before that, one action is remaining, I think. We have seen protein metabolism, also carbohydrate metabolism, fat metabolism. Action on the liver. Yes, it is important action. Action on liver cells. Thyroid hormone is responsible for excretion of cholesterol by the liver cells into the bile, and this action is very important because of decreased level of cholesterol in our blood. After that, we have seen action on vitamin metabolism and action on the BMR. So let's talk about remaining functions or actions of thyroid hormones. Action on body temperature. Yeah, it is related to BMR also, that means metabolism, because thyroid hormone acts on metabolism. Thyroid hormone increases our body metabolism or metabolism in our body tissues, so that when these metabolic activities are increased in our body due to T3 and T4, then our BMR is increases and heat is also produced in large amount because of this increased metabolic activities in each tissue or cell of our body. So that in a hyperthyroidism patient, body temperature is increased due to increased metabolic activity. More amount of heat is generated in our body tissues. So thyroid hormone increases heat production in the body by accelerating various cellular metabolic processes and increasing BMR. So it is the direct or indirect connection, because thyroid hormone acts on the metabolism. Thyroid hormone responsible for increasing metabolic activities in our body cells, and due to these increased metabolic activities, heat production by our cells or tissues of our body is increased, so that body temperature is increased due to these thyroid hormones. So this phenomenon or this thermogenesis is called as thyroid hormone induced thermogenesis, because this generation of heat is due to the effect of thyroid hormones, so that it is called as thyroid hormone induced thermogenesis. So in hyperthyroidism patient, body temperature is increases greatly and resulting in excess sweating. That means hyperthyroidism patient can't tolerate excess heat, while hypothyroidism patient can't tolerate cold. So this is the difference between hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism patient. We will also see this hyper and hypothyroidism in our applied physiology related to thyroid gland. Next, action on the growth. Thyroid hormones has action or effect on the growth. Lack of thyroxine can arrest our body growth. So in growing children, thyroid hormones accelerate growth of the body, while lack of thyroxine can arrest the growth of our body. Thyroxine is very important to promote growth and development of the brain during fetal life and postnatal life. So iodine or iodized salt is very important in the diet of pregnant women, because deficiency of iodine in the pregnant woman diet will cause mental retardation in the fetus, so that it is necessary to take iodine in the diet of pregnant woman. The deficiency of thyroid hormones during this period will lead mental retardation in the children's or the fetus. And this iodine is important or necessary for the thyroid hormone synthesis, as we have seen these stages of synthesis of the thyroid hormones. So iodine is the one of the element which is necessary for synthesis of thyroid hormones. So the diet of pregnant woman must contain iodine to avoid the mental retardation of the children. Action on body weight. As we have seen, action on fat metabolism. T3 and T4 hormones causes mobilization of fats from the adipose tissue. If T3 and T4 secretes in more quantity, there is a more mobilization of fats from adipose tissue, and so that body weight will be decreased. Like that, in the hypothyroidism patients, that means less secretion of T3 and T4, then less mobilization of fats from adipose tissue, so body weight is increased. So thyroxine is essential for maintaining the body weight. If thyroid secretion is increases, body weight get decreases, because when thyroid hormone secretion, that means T3 and T4 secretion increases, it will cause fat mobilization from adipose tissue or fat depots, and due to this fat mobilization, body weight is decreases. While T3 and T4 secretion decreases, then it will cause increase in the body weight, because T3 and T4 when secretes in less quantity, it will not mobilize more amount of fats from adipose tissue, so that fats get stored in the adipose tissue or fat depots, and body weight will be increased. So this is also the indirect effect on the body weight due to the fat metabolism under the influence of T3 and T4. So let's talk about next action on blood. Thyroxine is one of the important factor for erythropoiesis, that means production of red blood cell. It is one of the general factors that are necessary for the process of erythropoiesis. As you have seen this erythropoiesis in the blood chapter, there are many factors, maturation factors, general factors. Out of this, thyroxine is one of the important general factor for the process of erythropoiesis, because thyroxine accelerates the process of erythropoiesis, and it also increases blood volume. So thyroxine accelerates erythropoietic activity because it is one of the general factor necessary for erythropoiesis. And when this T3 and T4 secretion is increased, it will cause, or it will accelerates more erythropoietic activity, so that in hyperthyroidism patient, polycythemia is very common. Polycythemia, that means increased RBC count or abnormal increase in the RBC count. So thyroxine accelerates erythropoietic activity and increases blood volume, because it is one of the general factor necessary for the process of erythropoiesis. In hyperthyroidism, that means if there is an increased secretion of T3 and T4, it will cause or accelerates production of RBC from bone marrow, and when production of RBCs get accelerate, it will cause polycythemia, that means abnormal increase of RBC count. Like that, in the hypothyroidism patient, that means T3 and T4 when secreted in less quantity, then the general factor which is necessary for erythropoiesis may be deficient, and so that erythropoietic activity or process get decreased, and anemia in this patient is very common. So in this lecture we have seen remaining actions. Just to recap on the actions which we have seen today. Action on the body temperature. As T3 and T4 are responsible for the metabolic activities of our tissues, if this T3 and T4 secretes in more quantity, our metabolic activity get accelerated, and heat is produced more in the body, and this heat is produced due to the thyroid hormone influence. So this thermogenesis is called as thyroid hormone induced thermogenesis. So in hyperthyroidism patient, heat production is more, that means the body temperature is more, and these patients can't tolerate heat, while in hypothyroidism patient body temperature is decreases, and that patients, that means hypothyroidism patient, can't tolerate cold. Then after that we have seen action on the growth. So thyroxine is the important factor for the development of the brain in the fetus during their intrauterine period. If this thyroid hormone secretion is deficient, then it will cause mental retardation in the fetus, because thyroid hormone acts on the growth of our body as well as on the brain. So thyroxine is important to promote growth as well as development of brain during the fetal life and postnatal life. Postnatal life means after birth, and fetal life, that means during intrauterine period. So thyroxine is very important during intrauterine life and after birth of the fetus, and deficiency of these thyroid hormones will cause mental retardation. Then after that we have seen action on the body weight. As these hormones T3 and T4 acts on fat metabolism, these T3 and T4 are responsible for mobilization of fats from adipose tissue, so that these hormones indirectly acts on the body weight. That means T3 and T4 secretion is more, then it will cause more mobilization of fats from adipose tissue, and it will affect body weight. That means body weight get decreased. While T3 and T4 secretion is less, then there is a less mobilization of fats from adipose tissue. That means there is a more storage of fats in the adipose tissue, and it will cause increase in the body weight. So thyroxine is essential for maintaining body weight. In both conditions, it will cause or it will affect the body weight. In hyperthyroidism, it will cause decrease in the body weight, while hypothyroidism, it will cause increase in the body weight. After that we have seen action on the blood. As thyroxine is a very important general factor for the process of erythropoiesis, so when this thyroxine secretes in more quantity, it will accelerate more erythropoietic activity and produce more amount of RBCs. That means increased secretion of T3 and T4 leads polycythemia, that means increased RBC count abnormally. While exactly about opposite condition, when T3 and T4 secretes in less quantity, then erythropoietic activity get decreased and there is a decreased production of RBC. That means decreased number of RBC count, it will produce anemia. So next actions we will see in the next lecture. There are many actions are remaining. Action on various systems such as cardiovascular, respiratory, gastrointestinal, central nervous system, skeletal and reproductive system, and action on various endocrine glands. So in next lecture we will see remaining actions of thyroid hormones. So thank you for watching this video.